What's up, you chubby little bastards? It is time yet again for another food adventure. For those of you who are new to this channel, food adventures are videos where I basically summarize all the things I ate on our most recent food trip. Last year we visited Miami and we stayed in South Beach and ate around South Beach, and to be perfectly honest, it's not really our scene, and it's definitely not our scene during spring break, so this time around we decided to hit up Brickell. Now, don't get it twisted, you can definitely still tell you're in Miami, but the scene is a little more relaxed, it's a lot cleaner, and way less annoying douchebags. So here we go, in no particular order, all the things I ate during our trip and my thoughts on them. Let's start off with the 4.5-star burger from Pincho Factory. The last time we went to Miami, it was a huge regret of mine that we didn't hit Pincho Factory because I heard so many great things about it. I love burgers, so I was really kicking myself that we didn't get out there that time around. This time it was our first stop. We made sure not to miss it. This is the 4.5-star burger. It's their signature patty. It's topped with Havarti cheese, vodka frita, citrus caramelized onions, arugula, and there's a homemade chimichurri crema. It's all sandwiched between a brioche bun. This thing was absolutely delicious. I think the hype on Pincho Factory is well deserved. My only regret this time around is that we weren't able to go more than once because the menu looked great, everything looked awesome, and I would have loved to have tried a few more of their sandwiches. We tried to hit a few new spots this time around, but we definitely made it a point to revisit some of our favorites from last year, including Fireman Derek's pies. You saw the brownie balm pie in that first picture. This is the chocolate chip cookie dough pie, which is basically just chocolate chip cookie dough, solid cookie dough in pie form. Then the s'mores pie. And you know what? We didn't even take a picture of the best thing we got from Fireman Derek's, and that's this s'mores brownie. The s'mores pie is no slouch, but the s'mores brownie is next level. And finally, here's my favorite pie we had over the weekend. This is the salty monkey pie. Now, understand something, not everything Fireman Derek's makes is amazing. I'm not a fan of the cookies. I've had a few slices of pie that left a little bit to be desired. But if you were to ask me, Eric, I have 24 hours in Miami, where do I need to go? Without a doubt, Fireman Derek's will always be number one on that list. My absolute favorite place to eat at in Miami. Next up is the salty donut. Now, for those of you who have watched my first Miami food adventure video, you know I was terribly unimpressed by my first trip to the salty donut. I'm not sure if it was the fact that it was so hyped up to me, or maybe I just caught him on a bad day, but I thought from my experience that time around that Mojo was the superior donut. But this time around, my visit to Salty Donut proved something to me that I've known for a while now, and that's that you should always give places a second chance. It may very well be as simple as a change of menu, or maybe just a better day for the staff, and you will have an entirely different experience. Based off the donuts I had this time around, especially the amazing guava and cheese donut, it's very clear to me that Salty Donut deserves the hype, and in my opinion, once again, I'm just basing it off this trip, the newest, freshest info that I have, Salty Donut is the king of donuts in Miami. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you are well aware of what you're looking at right now, but if you don't follow me, these are the Doughies made by Dough. They're basically half-baked cookie cups with fillings. That first one you just saw was funfetti with a Cadbury egg. This is chocolate chip with a 3D Reese's peanut butter egg. If you like cookies and cookie dough, and let's face it, who doesn't, and you haven't had any Dough products, stop sleeping. You need them in your life. This beast of a burger is the Batch Attack from Gastropub. Now, this is a place that I'd never heard of, but Kelsey discovered it during her Yelp research, and I'm so glad she stumbled across it. What you're looking at is a brisket and short rib blend patty topped with batch aioli, a Mac Attack croqueta, a huge Mac Attack croqueta, maple smoked cheddar, whiskey caramelized onion, all sandwiched between a potato bun. The patty here was so delicious. Everything on the burger was great. It would have been fine without the croqueta, but the croqueta just, I mean, put it over the top. It was so gooey, so cheesy. And look, I am not a professional eater by any means, but I can't remember the last time I was not able to finish a burger, but this thing just straight up crushed me. But never was I so happy to have my innards absolutely dominated. Not only was this the best burger I had while on this trip, I think Batch was my favorite restaurant, and if you're in the area, I definitely suggest seeking out. Everything we had was good. Once again, my only regret is that we couldn't go there twice and try the whole menu. And despite the fact that I was absolutely stuffed, I always have room in my dessert belly. So we went to Fredo. This is our second trip to Fredo, actually. It's a great gelato spot, and I got this. I forget what they even call it, but it's basically a gelato parfait. You get to pick different mix-ins and different gelatos, and they just layer it up. And I mean, there was straight up Nutella in there. After I finished this, no lie, within probably an hour and a half, I was dozing off. It was a straight up carb coma. My stomach was stretched and distended, but no regrets. We went to Honeybee Donuts on our last morning, and I think the less said about this, the better. But I'll put it to you this way. Oftentimes, things look much better than they taste. I'll leave it at that. Speaking of things that look good, but also taste good, look at this cute little bastard. That is a unicorn cruffin from Bistro. Now, you go into Bistro, it looks very frou-frou, a lot of French stuff going on. You're just not sure what to expect. That's not really my speed. But I'd never had a cruffin, so I had to give this one a shot. And it was filled with some type of, I don't know, some kind of weird frou-frou filling. But I don't know what to tell you. I loved it. The cruffin exterior was soft and delicious, and the filling worked. I mean, sure, I basically did it for the gram, but I wasn't mad that I ate it. I knew that I would have my balls busted if I didn't get a Cuban sandwich, and luckily, Havana in 1957 was right downstairs from our hotel. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was not impressed by this. I'd honestly rather have Arby's Cuban than this one. I probably picked the wrong spot, but you know, it was close, it was easy. You win some, you lose some. You're probably saying to yourself, Eric, where is the ice cream? Well, unfortunately, ice cream is in short supply in Miami, but thankfully Sweet Melody exists, and they hooked me up with a bunch of their flavors. Kelsey and I were both very impressed with the quality and the flavor variety. So if you're in that area and you haven't had Sweet Melody's ice cream, I highly suggest it. And like we talked about earlier with Salty Donut, I had to go back to Mojo to compare and contrast. Maybe it was the ones we picked this time, maybe it was just Salty Donut's day, but Mojo did not impress me as much as Salty did. Still, the second best donuts in Miami. Great donuts nonetheless, but not the king. And finally, here's the fried chicken ramen from Baby Jane's. Now, we always like to finish our trips with a bang, and unfortunately, Baby Jane's turned out to be a very lackluster experience and our worst meal of the week. We got some bao. That was pretty good, but the ramen was bland and tasteless, and it made us regret choosing Baby Jane as our last meal. It was a missed shot, but you can't win them all. You're going to have some winners, you're going to have some losers, but at the end of the day, we still got our Taco Bell on the way home, so it was all good. There it is, guys. Food Adventure Miami 2018. Questions, comments, criticisms, concerns, hit me in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Let's go!